So, what if I told you that the reason that you feel exhausted, creatively blocked, emotionally drained, or suddenly hypersensitive to disrespect is because your sacral chakra is leaking? And the leak began the moment that someone crossed a boundary that you felt but you didn't enforce or you were not able to. Maybe you were violated in some way, which is not your fault. But this is the medusa moment, okay? This is the dark feminine archetype that rises when your sacral chakra, your womb area, has been drained by violation, trauma, abuse, disrespect, or energetic trespassing. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to High Priestess Transmissions. My name is Nikki. I'm an initiated High Priestess, witch, psychic medium, and a spiritista, and I make content about divine feminine energy, rituals, metaphysics, and inner work. So if that interests you, definitely go ahead and subscribe, and also make sure that you tap the notification bell so that we can stay connected. Today we're diving into the medusa frequency and the sacral chakra wound that forms when your boundaries are violated. This is not a soft episode, this is a reclamation. So trigger warning if you have experienced SA or DV or related kinds of trauma and abuse. This is going to be a heavy episode, but it's very much necessary. Okay? So Medusa is not a monster. She is the mirror. She's the part of you that reflects truth so sharply that predators can't stand to look at you. And she rises when your body says, I'm done being prey. I'm done being polite about disrespect. I'm done linking energy into people who do not honor me. And Medusa is one of the dark feminine guardians of our sacral chakra, our pleasure, our creativity, our intuition, our magnetism. And when she appears, it's because something has been taken, crossed, or ignored. And she's the woman who says, you don't get access to me anymore. And this goes far beyond just sexual related things. This can be your emotions, that's a big one. Your passion, your creativity, your ideas, your desires, all that kind of stuff that is the sacral chakra rolls over. Okay? And your sacral chakra is your yes or no center. It's where your body decides what feels safe, nourishing, aligned, or dangerous. Every time you override your intuition, every time you say yes when your womb says no, every time you let someone stay in your field who has already shown you their intentions, your sacral loses power. And this is why violated boundaries feel like creative shutdown. It feels like emotional drains, emotional overload, feeling drained after certain people, losing your spark, your glow, or your magnetism, feeling disconnected from your intuition, and resentment that simmers under your skin, and it feels very uncomfortable. And your sacral chakra is not just an energy center, it's your sovereignty center as a divine feminine. And when someone crosses a boundary, your sacral responds immediately, as it's supposed to. It tightens, it contracts, it withdraws. And Medusa rises to protect what's left. And Medusa energy activates when your spirit says, I'm done abandoning myself. This is not always rage, although it can be. And it's not always about revenge or bitterness. It's about precision. And Medusa teaches you about the mirror. You can reflect truth without explaining yourself. The boundary, you can enforce your limits without guilt. And the reclamation, call your energy back from every place it was drained. As a divine feminine, you are the creatrix. You bring life into this world. It doesn't matter if you don't have a cycle anymore, or you are physically infertile, or you've had certain organs removed, or you're in menopause. None of that matters. You are still a woman. Okay? And as the divine feminine, you have the power to bring life. That means you can regenerate yourself. Okay? And this is the energy center where you can do that. And Medusa is the dark feminine guardian who says, your womb is sacred, your body is sacred, your emotions are sacred, and I will destroy anything that tries to siphon it. And a lot of times Medusa comes to us when our trust has been violated, when our softness has been exploited, when our intuition has been ignored, when our boundaries have been crossed, and when your energy has been drained by people who never deserved access or tried to conquer you and demand access. And Medusa is not the wound, she is a response to the wound. She's the moment that you stop performing, you stop explaining, you stop giving chances, and you stop becoming porous. And she's the moment that you become sovereign. And to heal your sacral chakra, you have to stop abandoning your intuition. You have to stop giving access to people who drain you. Stop negotiating your boundaries. Stop apologizing for your power. And stop shrinking your voice to keep peace. Okay? And your sacral heals when you become the woman who says, my body is my oracle. My boundaries are not negotiable. My energy is not free. This is Medusa's medicine. And I want to talk about SA real quick. SA is a very sinister thing energetically because it disrupts your entire system, heart, mind, body, and spirit, and all of your chakras. But specifically, it really, really targets the root chakra, which is your sense of safety and stability, and also your sacral, your feminine power, your sexual power and energy, your emotions, all of that. It's a huge energy breach. And what I've noticed is a lot of nasty low-level people and energies will basically use the root chakra, they'll breach it, they'll try to destabilize the feminine, which can be through SA or other things, and get to that sacral chakra and use it as a drain. This can manifest through SA. It can manifest as someone deliberately trying to upset you because they get a high off of upsetting you. They think that they're siphoning you. Whole time it's their own narcissistic, psychopathic dopamine hit that they get from hurting another person. So if you have dealt with SA, or you have dealt with emotional abuse or other types of abuse, and you struggle with these two chakras and your solar plexus, it's normal. It's just the way things go energetically as a feminine. You are having a normal human response to what happened to you because these situations, these abusive, traumatic situations, are energetic interferences and breaches. Okay? And in no way am I saying that it is your fault, but you do have the power to heal these things. Okay? And if you're listening to this, you're probably already in your Medusa moment. You're already shedding the version of you who tolerated too much, or that blamed herself for what happened to her when it was not her fault. I've been there. I don't care what society tells you, SA is never your fault. And FYI, a lot of y'all need to hear this. Someone excessive, like really, really coercing you into sex and basically pressuring you is a form of SA. Someone pretending that they want a relationship with you and love bombing you, saying that they want all the same things that you do, only to get into bed with you and manipulating you into bed is a form of SA. Because you're making misinformed decisions. And I'm here to validate you if you've been through those things. But you can take your power back. Take it from me. Okay? But you start by protecting yourself and having boundaries of all kinds, not just sexual, emotional, spiritual, mental, physical. That is where everything begins. And Medusa will help you. So will Hecate. So will all the dark goddesses. And you're probably already beginning to shed the version of you who has tolerated too much because she blamed herself. And when you've been through a lot, you can tolerate a lot. And part of you thinks that you deserve it, and none of that is true. But if you've made it this far into the episode, you're already reclaiming your sacral power. Your snakes are not a curse, they are a crown. And if you want to know which dark feminine archetype, which dark goddess is rising within you right now, take my dark goddess quiz. It reveals the exact dark feminine force that you're currently moving through. And it'll tell you out of 4 dark goddesses which one is calling out to you and why. And you can find that at sirensnetter.com/goddess, or I will put the link in the description. And if you're really ready to activate your dark feminine energy on a much deeper level and take your power back and ultimately feel better and be able to trust yourself again, step into the dark feminine activation. It's a full energetic training into feminine sovereignty, boundaries, intuition, and feminine power. Okay? I really put a lot of work into my dark feminine activation because it is what saved me. And if it did what it did for me, I know it will help y'all too. Okay? And if you would like to learn more about that, go to sirensnetter.com/transform. I'll put the links in the description for everything. Comment down below and let me know what you thought. Medusa is a very powerful, misunderstood energy, but she's coming up for a lot of women right now for very good reasons. Okay, and she's here to guide us and protect us and empower us to protect ourselves. Alright, stay tuned for the rest of the Dark Feminine royalty. And also, after I upload this episode, I'm going to upload the Medusa invocation, which is basically a prayer to Medusa that you can follow along with and connect to. Alright, I love y'all.